Yeah, man. How's our light? I guess it's good enough.
That's fine.
Kind of behind.
I'll fix that.
Here we are.
Live from the bunker.
Yes.
Ron Scott's living room.
Yes.
See behind me a beautiful painting. Ron,
Yes.
you painted that, did
Yes,
you not?
Yes, I did, in my sleep.
This is Ron, everyone.
Hi.
All of our Twitter followers out there. You talk to me. I'm Joe. That's the other guy.
And Big Joe has been heading up the technological advances throughout the yin-yang universe, and
Yeah, doing my best.
I'm getting the benefits of it right now. Yeah. I'm growing a scraggy beard now, and that's my new thing. I'm going to try and take it into the new year.
He's trying to catch up to me.
Trying to catch up to you, yeah. So our next gig is going to be 2026 when I catch up to Joe.
Then I'll look like ZZ Top.
Yeah. It'll be knee-length beards are fucking broke. Right on. But we made this podcast, or you started, what made you want to start? What made you talked about always wanting to,
I always wanted to do a podcast because I listen to a lot of podcasts. And I don't know. I like hearing myself talk as a rapper.
That's why I record music.
That's why you sing.
To hear myself.
I'm a fucking egomaniac like that.
Maniac.
Absolutely. I need more me all the time. And I thought, this is one way to do that.
Yeah, this is one way to do it. I can get universal podcasts in my earbuds at all times. Everyone does these days. They should walk around with their own personal podcast.
Well, they do. It's funny because I did this, and then our DJ Street Vibes, messaged me, and he's like, fuck, I should start a podcast too. Yeah. And I said, just do it. Who gives a shit? If you want to do it, just do it. And then about 20 minutes later, he said, here's my podcast. I was like, and it's good. It's a good podcast. That's the No Smoking Podcast on Anchor FM.
No Smoking Podcast on Anchor FM.
That's good.
That's sweet. Yeah. Street Vibes is a guy that I just met a little. Maybe you met him a little earlier than me.
No, we met at the same time.
Another rapper that we checked out and had on a couple of tunes on our album. In fact, on Limbo, the title tune, and on another real smoking tune called "Everybody Wants the Same Thing." Is that right?
That's it.
And that was what's the guy's name?
Doski,
man, Douglas. And this guy's a talented young guy, just a great rapper and a great energy.
He booked his own cross Canada tour.
Yeah, he went across the country, which is a great
accomplishment. I believe he went all the way east and back. He went to Montreal. Just from picking up the phone and calling.
So with this podcast, we're
going to do that.
Probably do that too. Yeah.
With your support.
Your support, your dollars.
I should mention our album is now available on all streaming platforms.
Yeah. Well, there it is. And
it's
what is it? Limbo, the Promised Land Band, and the album is called Limbo. And we put a few years of work into it, and it's sort of the last, year or even 6 months it came to a.
Really, we put a lot of work into it in the last 6 months.
That's when it really took most shape. Wow.
Backstory for those that don't know it. I talk about a lot of shows, but me and Ron literally we met at work.
Classic.
I had heard his song that he wrote called "Bang and Sway."
Yeah.
I played that on my first music episode of the podcast. I'll be back again because, like I said, I can't not have myself somewhere. But I heard that song before I even met Ron, and I thought, Jesus Christ, if I ever get the chance to meet this fucking guy,
yeah. Next thing you know,
then just tell him how bad it sucks.
Bang and Sway was a thing that I recorded. I recorded that song about 10, 11 years ago. That's funny. I had a gig in a nice studio with great software and stuff that was pretty cool and ahead of its time in a way. And so the song now, I've always loved the song, but it never really came to light in terms of performance. And then we started doing some of these backing tracks and, kind of pseudo hip-hop kind of shows where you run the tracks and what have you. And we thought, why not do Bang and Sway? Hey, Mr. Zabe, you gone? Yeah. Okay. And so we brought it back to life, and it's great. It's a lot of fun. So that was the introduction. There's a cool video to it too. I had the chance to see about green screen and studio lights, and I made this psychedelic kind of video, which is
maybe I'll post the link for it.
Post the link for Bang and Sway video.
Yeah, the original Bang and Sway.
Yeah, it's really a cool video. A lot of fun. Kind of totally psychedelic thing, but it's really a cool song, and it kind of has a funny beat. I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of when you get these drum beat things on keyboards and pedals, or not pedals, but buttons and what have you, start playing drums, and you don't necessarily think like a drummer, but you kind of think like what you've heard drummers do, and you get into new territories sort of thing for yourself, and in terms of just general music composition, it changes over the years with technology giving you different different stuff to do.
When did you first record a song? Because you've been playing gigs since 74, 73, something like that?
70s, when I was 76, I had a band that was called
76.
Aura.
Yes.
And we had we were playing BTO, Trooper, Grand Funk, we were playing Kiss, we were playing quite a few, whatever, lots of tunes.
It's a pretty eclectic mix when you throw in the Grand Funk and the Kiss and all that.
Well, we were an American band, we did, and anyways, that was my beginning, and then I started writing a little bit before that happened because I had a guitar teacher who said, "Listen, Ron, you're not practicing these songs I give you, and we were learning all this stuff like up the neck and learning chord positions and a lot of technical stuff and scales, and I wasn't responding to it, but I was." Throughout the whole time, I was still writing and singing and playing songs for parties and kids and whatever. But my mom actually, she said, "Ron, my friend's mom, we met, we talked, and all of us, and her son has a band, and they need a singer." And I'm in grade 7, in 1976, and we go. And we're playing bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs and school dances and our parents' office parties back at Peter Frampton. We're playing "Show Me the Way." But I had started writing songs when I was about, I started taking guitar lessons when I was 8, and that would be a long time ago, back in the, early 70s. And I started writing not so much long after. I was probably about 12, maybe a little younger when I started to write songs, and then I started to record them, in high school, I guess more so. I had I had bands going to studios and stuff, and I made a 45 in high school in grade 12. I had a little local radio contest that I won and got a chance to make what they called a 45 back then. And
that's a plastic disc.
A plastic disc, a vinyl disc, I think.
Yeah.
Blissful. Anyway, they played it on the local radio station and this and that, and it was a really soupy kind of a tune. I've always had sort of a little more of an easy listening edge and maybe even romantic or some kind of stuff like that flavor to my most natural music. But then you get into other stuff like...
Sort of cut you off there. You'll have to tune into this week's episode of the music ones I do, because I got a old Ron Scott song from 1994 on there called "Show Me the Way to Your Heart," and he's not kidding. It's fucking romantic.
Oh, God, yeah. "Show Me the Way to Your Heart" is a beautiful song. Now, that one is another guy that wrote a bunch of stuff, and he had me, it was interesting because there's a lady who's gone on, her name is Sandy Pandya, and she's gone on to manage a Juno award-winning band, the Waltons, and then she manages that
Serena Ryder,
and is her current manager. Anyway, I don't know where I got into her talking about music. I don't even know where I got into it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, so we made a record, and it was real cool, and then I just went on. I've basically been recording for the last 30 years. I had 8 tracks, and I had 4 tracks, and I had gone into computers and blah, blah, blah.
What's your favorite way to record? Is computers easier, or do you prefer the old analog shit?
Well, I find that it's interesting, the Ghetto of Your Mind, the new one we did, I find the more of it depends on the kind of music, but if you're doing something that would benefit by having sort of like that day we did Ghetto, basically we put a simple beat down, and I just put the guitar down for like 2 or 3 different sections there, and we kind of just said, maybe put a solo on that one, and we did that all before the fact, just for the click. Yeah. But it gave us something that some of the other songs don't have, which is kind of a musicality. Like there's another section in it where we get into sort of a Latin style kind of percussion, and we go into that, and that all happened because that guitar take was real.
And I say it all the time, but Ron Scott wrote every stitch of music on this album, recorded it, mixed it. The only thing we did outside of us was the mastering. That was done by my friend.
Yeah, which I couldn't do at all.
Mitch Fraser from Room 333.
And he did a great job.
He's a great friend of mine. He did all my other ventures that I've been a part of. I've taken them to him to make them.
And their band sounds like monsters too.
Check out Room 333.
Room 333.
Absolutely, I played them on my last week's episode of the music podcast.
Did you use that take from the
No,
show?
I just played their CD. I got all their albums.
Yeah.
That's fucking
powerful band.
Crazy.
Like they were crazy powerful. The other day we played at the Exchange Club in Regina, which is a pretty big venue. You can get a few hundred people in there, and it's got a real. It's pretty much like, as we said, it's the best PV in the city.
It's the best sound. It's the best
and
venue
the best
to play.
Stage, the best everything. So So yeah, we did that, and we've been I don't even know. I'm just trailing off into La La Land, but we got into these songs. That, I was thinking of. I don't know. Go to another question. Is there any other questions out there?
Any other questions? Are you with me? No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, he talks about. Sorry to cut you off there. He goes. He's talking about "Get Out of Your Mind," and that was like. I think that was the third song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the most recent sort of.
Yeah.
Let me see.
You weren't even recording this the whole time.
Oh. Cancel that and start again.